Hey guys, this is Chris with Florida Drone Supply. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's a bit kind of on the informal side because I have my computer with notes here. I don't have any cool drones or product or cameras or thermal technology to show you or unboxing. So today's video is kind of specifically designed for the Florida drone law that's coming into effect for public safety, fire departments, city, state, and county governments across the state of Florida when it particularly pertains to DJI drone use in the upcoming January 1st, 2023 implementation of this law. So if you're one of our great customers across the country or across the world, feel free to stick around for the information. But we're specifically targeting Florida drone use in public safety and across the board here. So I'm going to reference my computer for some stats that I don't want to miss. So I know it's a bit informal, and I didn't want to use a teleprompter because I have a ton of notes here, and I just want to make sure I have it right. So we'll keep this short and sweet, but we just want to provide the greatest and latest information when it comes to this Florida Blue List approved drone law that they've implemented. So back earlier this year, they signed into law section 934.50 into the Florida state statutes. And this specifically states, and I'm going to kind of read it a bit verbatim here, Florida statutes, the department hereby provides the following list of approved manufacturers whose drones may be purchased or otherwise acquired and used by governmental agencies under the 934.50 statutes. So there's 5 approved manufacturers of drones, and DJI is not one of them. Autel is not one of them. There's 5, and I'm going to list them out here. You have Skydio, Parrot, Altavian, Teal, and Vantage Robotics. We'll get into the manufacturers in just a second, but I want to backtrack back to the law. And there was a section in there that stated as of July 1st of 2022, these departments and agencies had to have this comprehensive plan in place of what they were going to do with their drones, their current DJI drone fleet, and how are they going to replace it, what they're replacing it with, and when that is going to be implemented across their agency. We don't have any information of how many departments submitted that form. That was an online form on the DMS website. DMS is the Florida Department of Management Services, and this is where I pulled this information from. I've crawled the internet countless hours trying to find updates to this law and new information. There's just not a lot out there. There's some articles titled "Clear as Mud," and it's a headline about this because once I get into this, you'll understand why they call it that. So if I get back to the manufacturers, the 5 manufacturers I listed, there's only 4 that are still in business. So Altavian was bought by Teledyne FLIR. They had a drone, I think it was the Ion M440. Teledyne FLIR bought it. They started to manufacture it. They found some issues. They discontinued that drone. So now on the DMS website, they have 5 manufacturers listed. Altavian still is one of them, but they no longer exist. But where it gets confusing, and everyone's trying to understand this, is there's manufacturers listed. There's not drones listed. There's not specific model numbers listed. And if you go to the federal Blue List, which is an official list from the DIU that comes out, and they had a 1.0, now they have a 2.0, and they add to this quite a bit. There's certain drones specifically that are labeled as Blue List certified. So we do know that there is a federal list, and I can tell you every single one of the Blue List drones by name and model number and all the information about it. However, when it comes to Florida, they're only giving you the information about the manufacturer. So out of these 5 and then now 4 manufacturers, there's still a couple that manufacture more of a consumer line drone or kind of a mid-range drone that it's not specifically 100% made in the USA with USA components. That's what is required for a Blue List. They still have these drones that are made overseas or wherever they may be, but it does not say you can't use them. This Florida law only has a manufacturer. So where it gets confusing trying to talk to these different departments is, hey, can I buy this drone? Well, according to the state law, Parrot and Skydio and all these other people are approved. Well, according to the law, you're not breaking the law by buying one of these manufactured drones, but we don't know where that law is going. February 1st, will they say, okay, here's the model numbers, and people spent tens of thousands of dollars on drones that are now not approved? We don't know. So I'm going to reference back here a little bit, back to my notes. So there's an agency called AIRT or AIRT, and they're part of an AUVSI program that we're with here in the state of Florida, but they did a survey of public safety and government agencies here in the state of Florida, and 95% of these agencies surveyed said that this law will negatively impact how they operate on their drone and aviation program by their day-to-day use of it. Right, there's 67 counties in Florida. There's about 387 agencies according to the FDLE website. So that is a ton of equipment. So if you can imagine even 378 different agencies, if they all had 5 drones and we took a little bit of an average and called it, across the board, 1,500, 2,000, however many drones it may be, that's still a ton of equipment to replace here. And it's September 21st. We have about 2.5 months, and a lot of these agencies have not transformed their program yet, or they haven't, some of them may not have even started. And that's kind of how we're trying to get this word out here of, we're Florida Drone Supply trying to help. We are a supplier and a dealer of these approved drones. We want to be able to help and train, because when you get into training, there's muscle memory when it comes to this DJI equipment that they've been using for years. It's kind of like buying a new car. As soon as you get in the car, you know how to drive, but you don't quite know where your AC adjustment is, or how to adjust the steering wheel. If you were to put a brand new controller that you've never seen in your hand and expect you to go fly January 2nd, that may be part of a life-saving operation, you don't want to fumble, you don't want to be delayed, because we know seconds count in everything. Counting life saving, wherever it may be, someone stranded, every second counts, and we don't want people and our great officers and fire departments across the state to miss any second to help someone save a life. So we want to be able to train, and training takes time. So we have a great training program here. We have a 500-acre facility here in North Fort Myers that we've trained countless agencies on. We have a certified trainer for teal. Vantage we just onboarded. We do not currently deal Skydio, but we're trying to work through that a little bit. And then Parrot, across the board, we sold the entire Parrot line. We have a great relationship with them. But there's different pros and cons to each drone. Across the board, they all relatively look the same, have the same functionality, a couple tweaks here and there. There's some with larger thermal cameras. There's some that go faster. There's some that go further. There's some that do better at night than others. Whatever it may be, it's going to be different for these agencies that have been using larger platform drones with interchangeable lenses, different payload options, heavy lift. If they want to go, drop something off to somebody that's stranded or in the middle of the ocean, they can carry a 2 or 3 kilogram payload to drop to somebody that may help save a life. We do not currently have those options in the approved manufacturers list. So we're trying to work through this. We spoke to countless agencies, hundreds of different officers across the state, trying to get information on, hey, what are you doing? Even if we're not supplying you, we still want to help in one way or the other. Whether it's training, we want ongoing support. We have a great team here that is product experts on everything across the board. We have a guy out right now training a department in Key West with the new system of one of these approved drones. So we'll go wherever, we'll fly wherever, you can come to us. So we want to let people know that we're here to help on this law that is going into effect here New Year's Day. So January 2nd, we want these officers that protect and save us, and the fire departments that are out there and different agencies that are using this equipment, we want them to be familiar, comfortable, but we want to be able to provide it. So we get back to these manufacturers, and then we talk about the 387 or 378 agencies. There's a lot of drones that we want to be able to meet production times. There's PO processes, there's purchasing, there's budgets, there's getting the equipment, shipping, delivering. There's a lot of logistics in there that come into this timeline that we do not want to be behind on. And I know it is September 21st. We've been at this since the beginning. There is talk that maybe there's exemptions to use in certain circumstances, where maybe in the extreme case where they could file an exemption to use DJI. We just don't know. I've tried contacting just several agencies and departments in the state house to get some more further clarification. There's just not a lot out there, and the website has not been updated in quite some time. So here we are, kind of at the 11th hour, if you will, and we're just trying to get the word out, provide the information. We'd love to talk to anybody that has questions about it, and we can figure it out together. and maybe kind of pool our resources, if you will, to help get this message out across the board. So call me anytime. You can reach us at 855-8-DRONES or email me at info@floridadronesupply.com. We're here all the time, Monday through Friday. So just feel free to reach out. If you have questions on this, you have problems, getting equipment or whatever it may be, we want to help. And we just want to make this smooth transition for everybody, as smooth as possible for everybody. We know that it's painful, but it's something that has to happen. And according to our government of Florida, but we know it's going to happen. But we just want to be able to help you through it. So once again, thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for joining the video and staying through it if you stayed to the end. And once again, we'll be back with other videos, cool products and unboxing next time. And we look forward to talking to you soon.